to this new episode of Far From Home, a talk with a friend abroad. We are back in Malta and back in Italy also, kind of, because we have an Italian friend, Luca, living in Malta. And so the talk is actually, you know the format now. I think we have done almost 25 talks, so I'm really happy. And now I also like friends of friends that get in contact with me, they want to share their experience. So the first question for you, Luca, and welcome to our show, is how you ended up in Malta and a little bit of your story that you want to share with us.
Okay, thank you, Viviana. I'm very happy always to do something with you, to meet you. It's very difficult to meet you, unfortunately. But
online, even worse than offline, because we are super busy now.
Yes, I'm very happy to be with you in this video. Why I came in Malta? It's very strange because in 2005 I went to Barcelona. I moved in Barcelona until the 2015, and then after 10 years in Barcelona, I wanted to change air, and at that time still I was consulting for the European Union all over the world. Maybe later I will explain about. Then I didn't need an apartment at home. I could go everywhere. And I don't know if it happened to you, but always when people went in Malta, they were all really, really, really enthusiastic, or they were. I received very, very, very bad comment. Yes. Sometimes they say that it's the paradise. Sometimes no, don't go. And then this strange mix of comments make me curious. Then I left the apartment in Barcelona. I had just 2 luggage, and I thought I'm going there. If I like, I stay. If not, I'm going. No problem. And then I come here in June 2015, also to improve a little bit my English, but you see, I didn't.
I think it's good for English. I don't see any problem with your English.
I didn't reach this goal. Anyway, I stayed here 6 months. In all the summer of 2015 until Christmas, and I took an apartment in Marsa Scala. That is, you know where it is, but the other people is in the south of Malta. And here in Marsa Scala, I met in August my wife, that is French. And then what happened? We decided to move a little bit in South America after, then in Paris, because she's from Paris. And then from Paris, we move 1 year in Luxembourg, because I'm a statistician and Eurostat is in Luxembourg. And then after 1 year in Luxembourg, after the long winter of Luxembourg, that is very nice, a lovely city with lovely people, we decided to move back in Malta. And then 2 years ago, we come back here. This then I come here by chance, and I would like to meet nice people. I also normally I'm lucky because I have this work that I go around. Then I don't need to work in Malta. For me, it's a kind of holiday. Then it's it's
what
good.
do you what do you like the most about Malta, and what did you find maybe a challenge that was you were not used to? If there was anything.
To be honest, I am very disappointed today because when I arrived in 2015, then just 5 years ago, I don't know if you agree, Italian people in general were more welcome by Maltese people. In my opinion, I had this feeling. Now I don't have anymore this feeling, and I am very sad about. I know that, of course, now it's a little bit probably a global problem. You know better than everyone. A global problem. This problematic between local people and the foreign. You work so well on that. But I think everyone needs to do something to try to, how you say, break this dynamic. Yes. Then Maltese, they do everything wrong. Maltese, the Italian, they yes. make a lot of trouble. And but yes. I remember in 2015, people were very welcome. Mm-hmm. Maltese can be very generous and very host. At the same time, of course, sometimes they're not. Also, Italian, they can be very nice and not.
Yes, I agree with you. At the end, is like is meeting the people and not like stereotyping the groups, and this is the problem. But of course, then maybe at the beginning there were like a few, and now there are like more and more, and yes. especially after COVID. So now it will probably become even more complicated, because when there are like this, you are competing for the same resources. If the economy is good, like everyone is fine at the end of the day, but if the economy start like getting a little bit problematic, so it's there that the problems will start. So I really hope that Malta like react in a nice way for like everyone that want to like stay or live here.
I think this is a big advantage of Malta, that is a small island, and there is a very dynamic island. Probably it's more flexible to mm-hmm. this crisis, this strange period. Then what I like more in Malta is, of course, the sea. It's very beautiful sea. I love a rocky sea. Now I cannot go anymore in the beach because they are dirty of sand beach. And no, I am sad for this dynamic that unfortunately is now like before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I share a little bit this with you, but I think that it even more if you are like you are a consultant, so you don't actually work only in Malta, or especially Malta. It seems you feel like you're on holiday like all year round, and then the tourists, they come and go, but you are stay on holiday all year round. And that is really good. I think it's interesting if you can like share a little bit of your experience as a consultant for like the EU, or also some maybe cultural challenges of being a consultant. But I also think it is interesting if we have like a young audience among, let's say, our followers, because then you think, only if I'm a digital nomad or doing some like digital jobs, I can live wherever I want. But also if you are a consultant, you can actually, as you can like prove, you can live. Of course, you have to have good consultancy and be sure to like work and save money and then spend them wisely. But so if you want to share.
Yes, basically, I am from Naples, but I took my PhD in Bologna. And then I started to teach in Barcelona, in Pompeu Fabra University. And after 5 years, I wanted something more dynamic, something more. And I was lucky because at that time, the European Union looked for statisticians in the European Union Electoral Observation Mission. This is a program of the foreign policy of the European Union. It's quite Europe has the leadership of this mission. A quite big mission. Is basically we observe the election outside of Europe. We don't observe Maltese or Italian election. We basically, European Union observe in Central and South America and Africa, a part of Asia. And basically this European Union send every time like 100 European people, at least 2 people for every country. And when we are in the country, we observe all about election. Then, of course, the election day, but also the legislation, the electoral administration, the media, if the political party are free. And thanks to that, I could work in Africa many times, like in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Tunisia, in Angola, in Liberia. Also, because I lived 10 years in Spain, I speak Spanish. I was in Honduras, Peru, and Paraguay. Also in Kosovo. The last one was in Macedonia, but with other organization. I was also in Ukraine and in Armenia. The fantastic thing is that all these countries, also if sometimes they are in poor situation, they you can learn. They teach you a lot of. Especially you realize as a European or Italian how much you are lucky, because we complain about the waiting list in the hospital, but when you go in Honduras or in Nigeria, you realize that there are no hospital. There are not. There are now waiting list because there are not hospital, and you realize that also hospital is like yes, great luxury, but in some country you can't walk in the street. Something that now maybe with COVID we can imagine, but to be honest, I couldn't imagine before to spend some months in Tegucigalpa, the capital of Honduras. In Tegucigalpa, I think is a city of 2 million people in the middle of Honduras, because it's close to Ecuador. At 6 p.m. is dark. After 6 p.m. there is no restaurants open in Tegucigalpa. No restaurant. Nothing. No, I mean, okay, you are European, you are scared. No, everything was locked down. And our protocol was I lived very, because the interesting, in my opinion, stuff of this mission, that you spend 2-3 months in the country. Then you have a kind of normal life in Honduras or in Nigeria. And you cannot, you couldn't walk in the street. Our protocol was also, if your apartment was a 100 meter from the office, you should go by car.
But because it is too dangerous? Like
too dangerous. And every time you go in a shop, there were outside the people with gun to check you. And I can, in all this country, I have a fantastic experience. I learned a lot. Also in Honduras, that was tough. How you can imagine, it was a very tough situation. You learn a lot, and always fantastic experience. In Nigeria, in the capital of Abuja, Nigeria is the richest country in Africa, more than South Africa. It is the biggest population of Africa. It is the 7th population of the world, 200 million people. It has a very sophisticated structure. It's a federalist country. It's like states. It's amazing. Everywhere you go in Africa, if you go in a disco, or if you open the television, there is a Nigerian soap opera, and half of the song in a disco is from Nigeria, in all Africa.
Yeah.
And it's incredible rich country. Also there, unfortunately, is quite dangerous. I was twice. I went two times to the movie center.
Yeah.
And I never saw so many Ferrari as in Abuja. It's amazing how they're incredible rich.
Yes,
It's,
I remember it was like that there is Bollywood and Nollywood, they say, because Nigeria actually, the cultural production in terms of like movies in Africa, not only for Africa, it comes from Nigeria. Yes,
yes.
that's interesting.
Oh, there is an incredible history of Angola. Angola is now they have democracy. They vote many times, but until the 2000, they had a terrible civil war where many countries they fight there. They say that they had the second fight with more tanks in the whole history after the Second War. The country that is incredible, beautiful, was completely destroyed. And also is incredible rich country, and there are three political parties, and basically all of them are Marxist political party, or is their orientation was very Marxist. I think something funny that we have always, we do the mission, we have a local staff. One person was very nice. I worked with him. He had two sons. One, he went to study medicine in Cuba. The other one, engineer in Moscow.
Yes,
I think it's completely.
Are so interesting. Yes.
Yes.
When you travel, you see all these connections, and yeah, it's
yes.
really...
It's a completely the other part of world.
Yes.
Is
interesting. I think one things, and I was thinking about this today, like right before our call, that when you travel and you see different countries, you then realize also what's important for you in terms of quality of life. So, and I was thinking, for me, like feeling safe and the kindness of the people, there are like two other reasons that why I want to stay in Malta, because I feel safe compared to other countries. And also the people are still nice with me. So, and I hope it will continue. But I think that when you travel, especially to some country like Honduras that you mentioned, or Brazil, or you realize that we are lucky, and also what's important to you. And so you think, maybe I cannot live here, but I see myself in another country where I can have something different. So now moving on in our talk, it's a pleasure, but like time is running. I know like COVID for you was not so complicated actually, because you were used to work from home. But I wanted to ask you, because like I saw you produce something as a statistician, and you play a little bit around like data. So any comment about like the use of the data, the information? Was good that we received so many information, or maybe sometimes ignorance is better?
No, first of all, when in February, at the end of February, I was in Macedonia, because I was in North Macedonia. I was an electoral observer for the election that was supposed to be the 12th of April. But in after 10 days, basically the mission, but also the election were suspended. Then I need to come back here I was in quarantine 2 weeks. And of course, I'm a statistician. In the beginning, for my statistical point of view, I was very excited to have all this amount of data and also all this interesting interest about data. No, there was in every country someone that say the data of COVID every day. Everybody was. I wrote several articles on COVID and statistics and COVID election. And I must say that as a statistician, I am very concerned about the quality of data. Yeah. I don't want, it's not anything, basically, let's say the data of infected people, of basically there are very good data, but the aim, the finality of this data is to check if you have the COVID or not. The aim is not to know if the COVID is spread in the population. Mm-hmm. Because if you want to know the spread in the population, you need to make a proper random sample. Exactly. Then this data of infection, statistically, again, I am in favor of this data, yes. But statistically doesn't say anything. Because if I check 1,000 people, I will have some result. If I check 3,000, I have another result. If I check in some town, I have some other result. Then again, the purpose of this data is medical. Yeah. I have full respect. And I appreciate their work, but we must pay attention that when we say we have a new contagious, maybe doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. Maybe there are much more. Basically, there are much more because we cannot test all population. And this is one problem of the quality data of contagious people, but also, unfortunately, there is also some problem to define who is dead by COVID or not. Yes. The protocol of the World Organization is quite clear, but I don't think it was applied very well. In the sense, in my article, in a point I say, if a train kill you and you have COVID, the reason why you're dead is the train, is not the COVID. And sometimes they mix up the... And the other joke, let's say joke about the contagious people is say, I write down, if you don't do the bloody test, you don't have the cholesterol. Mm-hmm. But not because you don't have it, because you don't do the test. Yeah. No? Mm-hmm. Then, of course, this is a problem of quality data that make that, in my opinion, we cannot take decision on this data because it can be misleading. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say that we are not in a pandemic or not. I'm not judged, but I am very concerned about the quality of data.
Yeah, I think there was like a lot of debate, and there still is also like people in the medical sector, also because there was like a production of like a lot of articles, but also like few months, few weeks. So also the data available were actually a few, and so then they made cases. So I think that in the like research communities, I don't know if you're also a member of the Italian researcher abroad like Facebook group. I will invite you. But there were like a lot of debates about like the data, the use of the data, and what can we like use this data for. So we're almost at the end of our talk. I want to mention, so COVID was not difficult for you in terms of like challenges, but did you find something like new about yourself or some resources to like face this time, or how did you enjoy, let's say, this month of lockdown or kind of lockdown?
Give me just 1 minute to say that my other topic that I am strong is election.
Mm-hmm.
That I am very concerned that some country they postpone the election and they take advantage of the situation. It's very important that we organize to organize the election in any situation. Yes.
Sorry, just to mention something, because again, if we see things from our perspective, like Europe is like, we are just from stay at home, now we can go outside in parks. But what like the lockdown and like postponing activities in other countries can mean something more, like you said. So not can mean not having like regular election, can mean like human rights, problems related to human rights. So can mean again, we are European, or like in some countries where we are lucky, because I think we were like from stay at home, working from home, but there are countries where the things are more complicated than that. So
Yes. Yes, and also it seems, but it's not clear that there is also an increase of domestic abuse.
Yeah,
for kids and women. But to come back to your question, I must say that I really enjoy to be at home, forced at home. I didn't need to go out. It was I really enjoy, and also my wife is a kind of cat. She loved to be in the sofa and that's it. Then she had
time together. Kind of finally, you spend more time together.
Because I came back, she needed to do quarantine as well. She couldn't go to work. Then they give her the smart working, and then was a really nice period. And yes, I realized that I really enjoy stay home, and it's beautiful. We need to stay at home. One different, I don't know if you agree, because of course maybe I am the bias of Naples. One thing is that in Italy, in my opinion, the apartment are more open to the people. It's easier that an Italian or maybe a Napolitan, I don't know, invite you at home. And instead, also a coffee. Okay, we can go to the bar, but also in general, it has a habit. People is proud
of showing the apartment.
No, I know no, in some cases yes, but also for sure every Napolitan make the best coffee in the world, or they cook fantastic, I don't know, in the fridge they have orange juice, or I don't know. There is this habit that I like, and other culture are maybe more discreet about.
You didn't see this in Malta. You don't see this in Malta.
Yes, much less. But also, for instance, in Barcelona, I after a while I realized that people are more welcome to open the apartment, but taking account that until 20 years old I was in Naples. Then I moved 10 years in Bologna. Then of course in Bologna I was a student. Maybe there is more dynamic social life. Maybe I have a personal bias, but maybe COVID make me think about.
No, but I think it's true. But but yes, there are cultural difference between the north and the south of Italy. Because then I live for 10 years in Torino. I also go to like the northeast of Italy. I'm from the north, like Lombardy, and we are not so like open and friendly like in the south of it. So yes, but you have to be a friends, and yes, it will take more time. And this is also why a lot of people from the south of Italy, when they come to the north of Italy, it's a cultural shock.
Yeah. I remember that I moved from Naples to Bologna to do the university, and then in the last year I went to Copenhagen to do the Erasmus. And of course, I think Copenhagen and Bologna sometimes we have more common stuff than Naples and Bologna. It's
I always also make a joke with my Sicilian friend that Malta is more is closer than Milano for Sicilian.
For sure.
Good. So we're like almost at the end. So now there is the message. If you want to say something in Italian, or if you want to say something in Spanish or in English to any country that you feel your country, or you feel you want to say something to.
No, let's keep in English. And I really enjoy to live, not to travel or to be tourist, to live in other country. I think is an incredible experience that at the same time you know better your culture. Yes. When you are abroad than with the different. And I think the best that I try when I live in a country is to make aggregation among Italians, but not to close ourselves, but to integrate us better in the society. Mm-hmm. I think is now I am with this idea.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I think it's the best way, because maybe you need some support network, so having the Italians community that can help. But at the same time, if you don't also mix with the locals or with everyone living there, you're missing something. And
I want to thank you all the Italian people that they have a restaurant abroad, and I think they are in some way the embassies, Italian embassies all around the world. Any problem you have around the world, always they can help you. They can give a nice suggestion, and of course a little bit of pasta that you always need.
I agree. Perfect. Thank you. Grazie. Thank you again. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you very much, Viviana. See you soon.